You would think after all these that I've done, I could get this right. I just can't seem to. This is really going to be really, really quick. I hope that there's some folks joining me. So this is interesting. I've just tried to get on Facebook, and Facebook is down. And, you know, it's really interesting. It came to my thought. It was down a couple of days ago, too. And, oh, by the way, hey, everybody. I'm not very good at welcoming folks because I like to jump right into the content. I know that's not very interactive, but welcome. This happened a couple of days ago, right? Diane Conklin, by the way, with Complete Marketing Systems. Facebook went down. I don't know how long they were down. I don't know how long it's been down now. I just tried to get on a few minutes ago, and excuse me, it's one of those days I didn't do my hair or makeup again. You guys seem to be pretty forgiving with that, though. Here's the thing, right? People panic. There was like this big thing going on. Hey, design for websites. And people were like, oh my gosh, Facebook's down, right? Well, you don't want to know why people get so like panicked? People get like in an uproar? It's because it's the only avenue that people are using for marketing. Right? It's the only avenue. And so when you're dependent on one thing, I say this all the time, when you're dependent on only one thing, and this is good in business as well as in life, it becomes a problem, right? Oh my gosh, I only have one. Hey, RayBand61, good to have you. Thanks for joining. When you only have one of something, what happens? Your mentality shifts into this mindset of lack, this mindset of you have to hold on, you can't let go, right? Because what happens if that thing goes? Well, what happens if you're only using Facebook as your only marketing tool? It's really simple what happens. When it's shut down, you panic because you now have no way to communicate with your tribe, with your list, with your people, right? Your groups on Facebook, oh my gosh, right? If that's your only mode of communication, thank you for the hearts. I'm glad somebody is feeling this, right? If that's your only mode of communicating with people, you are 100% completely shut off. I call that OOB, out of business. You don't want to be out of business because you have only one mode to contact people. I've said this for forever. I love social media. As a matter of fact, I'm digging this Periscope thing. Like, I'm loving it. But here's what I know. Hey, Tracy Washington, I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. Theoretically, see you. I guess theoretical isn't the right word. Right? But great. Absolutely. Design for websites. Right? Here's the thing. When you only have that one mode and it gets shut down, you don't have another way to communicate. I love social media. The reason that I always communicate in multiple forms is very simple. I want, first of all, to connect people. I want to interconnect people, which means I can talk about things on Facebook and on Instagram. I can talk about things on Facebook and in an email to my list. And interconnect them, right? I can say, did you see? Blah, blah, blah. When I send direct mail, and yes, that still works, and yes, I still do it, I can say on Facebook or in an email, did you get the piece or have you seen the piece? And when people say no, guess what happens? It gives me a chance right now to interact with them again, to say, oh, well, you weren't on the list of people who got it, or let me show it to you, or whatever the case may be. But I can only imagine what's happening right now is that people literally are panicking because Facebook is down. How do I communicate? How do I get to my list? Where are my people? You have to move people from social media over to your list, right? There's hundreds, literally hundreds of ways to do this. So let me give you a couple. So when you put posts up, you should put posts up leading to your website or leading to your squeeze pages. It's okay to say, hey, I've got this free thing. It's okay to say, hey, I've got a webinar or a teleseminar that I'm doing, right? I want you to constantly be giving people a reason to join you in other avenues. Online, offline, come to my event, come to this webinar, come see me live. Get them on your list, because the only true way that you own a name and own the right, and I'm using that theoretically, I hope you understand that. Thank you so much for the hearts. I'm glad you guys are feeling this, because I just felt the need to do this really quick. The only way you, quote, own a name and have access to communicating with people is your email list or your direct mail list. They should be similar, right? Your email list is probably larger, but you've got to own the right to reach out. You know, look, I have 5,000 people on my friend list on Facebook, right? I don't know, I've got 1.6 million people or 1,000 people following me on Pinterest, and I don't know, 14,000 or something. That number's probably wrong on Twitter. That and a quarter doesn't get me a phone call, as my dad used to say, right? Because we don't think, thank you for inviting people, Design for Websites, I appreciate that. We don't ever think Facebook is going to go away. We don't ever think Twitter's going to go away. You know, people a few months ago didn't even know about Periscope, right? Who knows? This might be the next big thing. But here's the thing I can promise you. When, remember these? I still have one attached. It still has a landline, right? At dinner time, when this used to ring all the time, people with telemarketing, right? Hello, you're interrupting my dinner, right? 1 is a bad number for business, right? 1 is always the worst number unless you're married, in which case you should probably only have 1 of those. Right? 1 is always the worst number, because if that one thing stops working, you've got all your eggs in one basket. And if that egg breaks or that basket breaks, you're in trouble, right? So remember, those people who were telemarketing and making a living telemarketing didn't think that a law was going to be changed and put them OOB, right? Out of business. People who used to do their marketing only via fax didn't think laws were going to change and that all of a sudden they weren't going to be able to fax people anymore, right? You don't get those things anymore over your fax. You might occasionally, once or twice. Yes, I know I'm old-fashioned. I actually still have a fax machine. So here's what I'm saying to you. I'm not panicked. I wasn't even worried that Facebook was down. I was like, oh, Facebook is down. Check it later, right? No big deal. Yeah, I have friends. I have communication. I love the, staying in touch, and it's great for business. Don't get me wrong. I'm not poo-pooing social media. All I'm saying is, because what I'm doing right now, Periscope, and this will be on YouTube later, it's also social media. But I now, this video that I'm doing, see, I'm not going to let it disappear off of Periscope in 24 hours. I'm saving it to my phone, and I'll put it up on YouTube. When I save it to my phone, guess what? I have that now. I own the content. It's me. It's me, right? So it's my content. I can reuse this. I can repurpose this. And I know I'm going off on a different subject here, but I can take this video, pull the audio out. I can have the audio transcribed. I can turn that into articles. I can turn that into emails. I can turn it into posts on other social media things. I can make a course out of the best of Diane on Periscope. I can put things together topically, right? But I'm not freaked out, because one avenue for me to communicate with my people is down right now. And it's temporary, it'll be back in a few hours, a few minutes, thanks for inviting your followers, Tracy, I appreciate that. Even if it were down for a week, it'll be back, right? But people, I can feel it in the air, right? People are freaking out. I don't want you to freak out. I want you to always be able to say, look, Facebook's down. Look, Twitter's not working today. Oh, geez. My Periscope didn't work I have an iPhone, right? And after the iPhone upgrade thing, it didn't work for a day or two. No big deal, right? I just did something else. I haven't figured out Blab yet. If I had Blab up, I would have done that. I had a friend that said, go do Muskrat or whatever it is, right? There's always something. And if you want to wait 10 minutes, there'll be something new, right? Which we could talk about too. But the point is, I don't want anybody to say, oh my gosh, I have this one thing and it's down now. Hey, Rhonda Higgins. So the point of this is, 1 is always the worst number in business. Pretty much 1 is always the worst business number in life, right? Other than if you're married again. Because again, when you only have 1, what happens if that breaks? What happens if it doesn't work? What happens if it goes away, right? We don't want to be in that situation. So figure out ways to leverage yourself. Hey, Rhonda, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining. leverage. I talk about this a lot, and people say to me, "Oh, Diane, that's not very sexy." It's one of the sexy. Well, first of all, you know, it's me, so what did you expect? It's one of the sexiest things, and here's why. Because when you have leverage in your business using systems and team and technology and a lot of other things, you never have to worry about having only one, because everything is backed up. Everything has an alternative. Everything has a different way of doing things, right? So I just wanted to share that. When it happened, I thought, oh, this is the perfect time to jump on and do a scope on this. I hope you guys got some great stuff out of this. Connection are frozen. Okay, I'm not sure if that's me or somebody else, but hopefully good. So you guys have ideas about stuff you want me to talk about, shoot me an email at info@completemarketingsystems.com. I love to do stuff that you guys want to hear me talk about. If there's anything I can do for you, but get out there, get yourself leveraged so that you don't freak out when Facebook or any other social media is down. Have a great day. If you're here in Atlanta, it's plenty humid. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks so much, guys. Marketing stuff, you're great. Thanks, Tracy. Tracy says I'm a genius. I always love that. So we'll do some more marketing stuff. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.